welcome back in the video. Today in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at, well, this stupid fat idiot right here. And I guess I should have grabbed a version that doesn't have the white stuff on it. I'll be right back. Before we get too far in this video, please make sure you comment, like, subscribe, with notifications on, and let's get right into the video. Also follow Twitter. Alright, so the reason I wanted to make this video is, as you know, they recently replaced these with this hideous thing. So I have some examples here that I just kind of wanted to take a look back and be like, was this really that bad? We'll see. So I need to tell you a couple things. One, yes, this is missing a face. I didn't actually destroy this. The face popped off on its own, and it appears to be rusting. Two, the whistles, the running boards, and the buffers, none of that was painted. I painted the buffers, which I think if you really look hard enough, you can actually see. So the buffers were not painted, this was not painted, but these are the two best examples I can find. Alright, so this is probably the best, cleanest version I've got. Again, I painted the buffers and the whistles, so if you see that stuff painted, just know I painted that. It didn't come like that, okay? Oh, I really went crazy buying. I've got like 50 of these things. I don't know why I bought so many. I have a problem. Okay, so there's two in this jar that I destroyed. There's two here. One in a display case. Alright, so I guess we should just start by talking about this one. So this one overall, I mean, it's okay. What am I doing? Right, sorry. This one, let's start with this one. So this one's actually the one made by Mattel, and I can just say, this is a beautiful model. I love this thing. I know people hated it at the time for how, weird it looked. How squashed it was. I mean, when you're coming off of Ertl, it's still in that jar somewhere. When you're coming off the heat of Ertl, some of the best merchandise ever made, I mean, anything's gonna look bad, but honestly, this looks good. You have painted whistles to start, painted buffers to start, and a really great magnetic coupling system. But this system for magnetic coupling wasn't great. It could get weird sometimes, and it didn't like going up hills very much. But overall, they're small, the old ones were heavy, and they look good. Like, this screams that the face is just iconic, honestly, and you can thank Luke Video for that. And honestly, I just love this thing. It's just, it has so much charm, and I don't want that to be obscured by from what I grew up with this Thomas. So there is some bad things. No painted white board thing. It is a little teeny squashed, and like I said, the magnets are only okay, and they had some weird problems later on down the line, like rusting and stuff, but that's because stupid kids like me put them in water. So then we want to I could talk about the fat magnet, but I don't have any. So this is really the complete overhaul. They kind of squashed the cab. Just imagine this with bigger couplings. I have a Percy one, but maybe, I don't know. Has some problems. One, I really don't like that squish cab. It looks so weird. No painted buffers, no painted whiteboard, no whistle. Everything's just shortened. I mean, when you compare these to the last two, there's just a big difference, honestly. With the squash cab and stuff, it makes a complete difference. But overall, people loved this because of the coupling system. I wish they had taken the coupling system from this and the design of this and put them together. Oh, that's not good. That's fine. That would have been perfect. They made them lighter. This was definitely showing a downgrade towards it, but we could never have imagined what came next. Introducing Fat Chungus Asshole Fatters. This one is a hot mess. No painted buffers, nothing, and it's fat. This is a fat. Very much not, yeah. So the reason that they did this was like, well, we wanted to work with Trackmaster because it has to work with Trackmaster. Oh, this is destroyed. Wait. I have no. Just go back in there with the rest of the drink. And it's like, oh my gosh, there has to be like fat, blah, 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 whatever. They made it so it could run on Trackmaster Track. And honestly, was that a terrible design? No, but just when you look at how, fat it made it look, it definitely threw it out of proportion. These are really light. I mean, they're about the same weight as Adventures, maybe just a tad bit heavier. Again, plastic front, and they had a problem where the faces like to come off very easily, I noticed. I don't know how many people notice that, but whatever. When you're buying a lot of these things, you kind of just notice certain things. Cab is very squished, and honestly, a lot of people hated these when they came out. They weren't around for very long, because this new thing. But that gets us onto this. And this thing, I honestly don't like. It has a lot of problems with it. It has just so many problems. and it just doesn't look like Thomas. So comparing, so I guess I want to just say, wasn't necessarily bad. Was this really as bad as we thought? Well, I guess now that some time has passed, even though this has painted buffers, it has some more detail. This thing is ugly, and I just don't like it. This, no matter how weird it might look, no matter how weird it just looks, this still screams Thomas. The face screams Thomas. The whole thing, it just screams classic Thomas, CGI Thomas. This screams all engines go Thomas, which is the intent. Good job. But this just screams the last, somewhat half-decent era of Thomas. Blubba might have sucked, but in all honesty, these are not as bad as we thought. And if you have the choice between buying these and these on shelves, which is honestly something that you've seen right now, don't buy this. Buy this. This still works on old track. Still coupleless to everything, and this is overall just gonna suit you 10 times better than this piece of trash. But you know, if you can find these things on eBay for a reasonable price, go for these things. And these things, yeah, oh wow, that's a. These things, I didn't do that, by the way. I was just using it for a film, like a short little film thing, and the face fell off. I made a whole video on that, link it down below. This one's a very highly customized one, again, because, you know, but it's good for shorts, I guess. So, I guess, in retrospect, they're not as bad as we thought. They're still not great, but they're not so gosh dang awful that it makes you want to throw up and cry. It's just... it makes, I mean, honestly, this makes, like, poo look great. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway, until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, well, that's too bad. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, again, YouTube removed the dislike button, so no one cares. Anyway, until next time,